Today, I play a Minecraft TNT expansion which adds tons of new TNT blasters into the game, including one that literally shoots out monsters. Which TNT blaster is the best of them all? Stick around to find out. Alright, so here we are in the TNT Blaster Lab. As you can see, we got that cool concept art right there. We got our TNT scientist here who just wants to tell us about the TNT Factory. There's 3 test areas. We're going to be checking out at least one of those to test out the blasters here before we head off on our adventure. We got some cake here, some bread and stuff. I'll take that just in case. And let's head over to the showroom area. So I'll show you guys all the different blasters that you can get. This doesn't include TNT. There is some TNT that aren't featured here, but just kind of a cool little showcase of all the blasters. So without further ado, let's hop into our vehicle over here. I think this is just an empty room here. The vehicles should be over here. Here they are. Only need this one. And now, let's head over to the first test area. Okay, so first up here we have the standard blaster. This is pretty much as the name suggests, just a standard blaster, but you can load it up and shoot TNT, just as the name suggests. So it's pretty good for mining, for killing enemies that are far away, or anything related. Alright, so next up we have the spray blast here. This is going to be perfect because there's some mobs over here that we'll be able to test this on, but pretty much this is kind of like a shotgun, as you can see here. You load it up, and then oh no, I accidentally blew myself up. This thing is very good for close range, but now let's look at something that's good for long range. This is the long shot blaster. As you can see, I can be from like all the way over here on this bridge here, looking in, scoping at this creeper, and I can just shoot him from over here, and boom, he's done for. Spider, boom, done for. I could even use it on this zombie right here. As you can see, it's not as good for long distance, but it does work. So yeah, let's try to get that witch over there. Look at that, no problem. Long shot is definitely one of my favorites. Alright, for the next one, we're gonna actually head over to the testing areas, one of the 3 testing areas. Here, let's take out these zombies first. No problem. Alright, but we're gonna hop into one of these boats down here. It's getting a little bit busted up in this area. So we are gonna find a different place to test, which is, we're gonna go to a place that's actually made for testing, so we won't have to worry about like destroying the lab around us. So now we're in our boat here. It's a little bit loud, so I'll have to turn that down in post. But let's head to this one over here. There's one right there as well, but this one's a little bit bigger, and I like this one a little bit more. So park here. Got out of the boat here, and yeah, let's test out the next weapons. Okay, so here we have the poison blaster. This takes poison TNT to use off, but as you may assume, once you load it up, you shoot it off, and it just basically shoots a TNT that poisons, plus does some damage. Alright, so next up here we have the knockback blaster. This one is actually one of my favorites. It has a very interesting and unique design, and whenever you fire it off, it pretty much makes like a big like impact area pretty much, and it'll, you know, spread things out from that area. It works on all entities, including players, so you can actually use it on yourself in some pretty interesting situations to kind of launch yourself. I'm not very good at it. Next up here we have the Rainbow Blaster. This one is more cosmetic than anything and kind of for fun. It doesn't really do a whole bunch of damage. It does do some, as you see, but it's mainly just for this confetti that it brings off. Looks very pretty, and I haven't really seen anything like this in Minecraft before, so pretty cool. Alright, next up here we have the Levitation Blaster. This pretty much does as you'd expect. Once you blast it at some entities, it gives them levitation effect. Makes a big cloud of levitation actually. And yes, it does work on players. It doesn't usually give you damage if you do it kind of gracefully as I just did there. Sometimes it does though, and it does give you fall damage on landing. So not the best way to get around. Next here we have the Healing Blaster. This one I'll keep it quick because it's pretty much as you'd expect. Once you blast it off, it just makes some healing effect. Works for players as well, gives you a few extra hearts. That's it. Next up here we have the Mob Blaster. This one's pretty interesting. I really like how the TNT is designed. It's pretty much like a TNT inside of like a spawner monster spawner cage. So whenever we actually fire off this Mob Blaster here, it pretty much will just spawn a random mob. It can get from, you know, Ravager like that to Phantom, all sorts of random stuff. I don't think we can get like Ender Dragon and stuff like that. That's super crazy. But yeah, there are a lot of different mobs that you can spawn with this thing. Next here is going to be the Lightning Blaster. This one looks really cool when you hold it, and as you'd expect, when you blast it off, it just spawns a strike of lightning wherever you have blasted the TNT. This is very useful if you have like I have a bunch of pigs here, if I want them to be pig zombies, or if I have a bunch of creepers and I want them to be charged creepers, stuff like that. This makes it very, very easy to do so. Next up here we have another fun blaster. This is the Ice Blaster. Now it doesn't actually blast off ice, it actually blasts off big snowballs like that. I don't think those snowballs actually ever end up like melting or going away or anything. So if you want to be lazy, just like make a bunch of like big snowballs in your base like that. This would be very, very helpful to do so. Alright, so next up here we have the Slow Motion Blaster. This one doesn't really actually do slow motion. It actually does just a cloud of like the slowness effect. So if I do it on myself here, you see I just get slowness 2 whenever I'm in this cloud of particles here, which doesn't last a super long time. So it's not really exactly slow motion, but I mean, it is slowing down. Alright, next up here we have the Wither Blaster. This one is really, I like the TNT of this one a lot. I just love the color and then just how like the Wither is on there like attached to the TNT. But this one does not actually spawn the Wither, luckily. Oh god, I don't know what where like a witch or something is. But this actually just spawns a cloud of the Wither effect. So if we do it like right here, you see these pigs will just take damage because they have the Wither effect. I'm not going to do it on myself, but yeah, still pretty helpful. So since it is about nighttime now, I think I'm gonna find a bed, go to sleep, and head over to the next testing area. Alright, so we did see some of these in the first part of the video, so I won't go over all of them, but just the ones that we did not test, because they're a little bit more dangerous to test out in the open there. First up, we have the Rapid Blaster. This one looks really, really cool when you hold it, kind of like a big, like heavy gun, and it kind of fires like a big heavy gun too. Once you load it, it fires pretty quickly, and it can, you know, kind of just take out a whole, like, area very quickly. Next up, we have this double explosion blaster. This one is definitely a bigger blaster compared to some of the other ones. And when it shoots off, it kind of looks like there's only one TNT shooting off, but there is actually like 2 TNT's explosions worth of TNT that is exploding on impact there. So it's kind of hard to see because I haven't been doing it close. Oh shoot, I just blasted myself off. Especially when you compare it to the triple explosion blaster, which does have more power than the double explosion. It looks similar, but when it explodes, as you can see, there's like 3 explosions worth of TNT. So if you wanted to grieve something, or I mean if you wanted to take down an end city like this, this would make it pretty darn easy. Maybe it'd be a little bit harder once you get up like that high. I don't know like the range on this thing, but it still seems to be doing pretty fine. Alright, for the last part of the video here, we're going to head over back to the mountains. There's some more blasters, some more even bigger, heavier equipment, and blasters, explosions that I want to try out here, that it won't be safe to do over at those automated test chambers. So let's go over here and get started on the final blasters. Alright, so this is the rocket TNT. Pretty much whenever you fire it off, it'll go up until it hits something, and then it will explode. So if you ever want to mine like this, where you're like mining straight up. Oh, whoa, that was weird. Okay, so unfortunately, I don't know where all my stuff went. I think it's all gone now. But yeah, don't like stagger them, I guess, like I did. But you could see the usefulness in that. Next here we have the jetpack. This one is pretty cool. So we just equip it on kind of like an elytra here, and then we can just blast up. I'm not really sure. I think it's giving us, yeah, levitation when we jump, and then slow falling to give us like a nice little jetpack effect here, which is actually really cool. There's no sounds. It's it's a quiet, silent jetpack, which maybe is better than worse. But yeah, this is really cool. All right, so finally we have the mech suit here. This is the big weapon in this little expansion here. I don't think I can actually do. Okay, so yeah, we can actually right click to throw TNT once it's loaded. Doesn't seem to really do a whole bunch of damage. The main thing is that this thing has a lot of health, and you can attack with it. Oh, so yeah, this thing is pretty overpowered. You just kind of tower over any mob. I don't think this creeper will stand a chance against us. You can just hit it from all the way up here. And yeah, I don't know how much damage this sword actually does, because it seems like maybe we're just punching it. I think maybe I should be actually using like an actual sword, and then maybe it just copies the damage from your hand into the sword or something. But yeah, it's really cool how you can just kind of stay above everything. Not super fast, but definitely overpowered. Alrighty guys, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. If you liked it and want more like this, make sure to leave a comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one.